What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Get ready, because the countdown is real now. The 2026 NFL Draft is right around the corner, and something big is brewing inside Arrowhead. The Kansas City Chiefs are making moves behind the scenes that could completely reshape this roster, and today we're breaking it all down. There's tension in the air, there's strategy in every move, and there's one big question. What exactly are the Chiefs planning with that top 10 pick? Because trust me, the visits they've been making lately are not random. Stick with me until the end, because the names you're about to hear could be future stars in red and gold, and one of them might just be the missing piece for another Super Bowl run. The Kansas City Chiefs are entering one of the most fascinating drafts in recent memory. Sitting at the number 9 pick, the front office is in a tricky position, not quite high enough to guarantee their top target, but too valuable a spot to waste. This is where things get interesting. Teams around the league are locking in their boards, making final calls, and setting up last-minute visits. In Kansas City, they've been busy. These top 30 visits are not just casual meetings. They're clues, signals, a window into what Brett Veach and this front office are really thinking. Let's talk about the biggest need first: pass rush. Everyone knows it. The Chiefs need a dominant edge rusher to pair with George Karlaftis and take pressure off Chris Jones. And guess what? The front office knows it too. That's why they've been aggressively scouting and meeting with some of the top edge prospects in this class. This is not subtle. This is a flashing neon sign that Kansas City is targeting defense early in the draft. Now here's where things heat up. The Chiefs hosted Arvell Reese and David Bailey, two prospects expected to be gone within the top 5 picks. Let that sink in for a second. If Kansas City is spending time with players they likely won't have access to at number 9, what does that tell you? Tells me one thing: trade up is on the table. And if the right guy is within reach, don't be surprised if the Chiefs get aggressive. But not every move requires a trade. Enter Ruben Bain Jr., the Miami Hurricanes standout who could realistically still be available when Kansas City is on the clock. Bain brings explosiveness, strength, and that relentless motor you need in a Spagnuolo defense. And yes, he met with the Chiefs recently. This could be the sweet spot. No trade required. Just sit at number 9 and grab a player who fills a massive need immediately. Now let's flip to the offensive side, specifically the right tackle situation. A lot of fans have been asking, will the Chiefs address the offensive line early? Well, the visits suggest otherwise. Kansas City has only hosted one offensive tackle for a top 30 visit, Caden Proctor from Alabama. And here's the key detail. Proctor is not projected as a top 10 pick. Not even close. That tells us something very important. The Chiefs likely do not see offensive tackle as a priority at number 9. Instead, it looks like they're planning to address that position later in the draft, where the value makes more sense. And honestly, that's a smart move. You don't reach in the top 10 unless it's for a game changer. Now let's talk about a position that could quietly become a major storyline: defensive tackle. Imagine this. Just a few months ago, nobody thought players like Caleb Banks or Peter Woods would even be available late in the first round. But things have changed. Injuries, underwhelming performances, draft stock can shift fast. Caleb Banks, in particular, is a fascinating case. After suffering a broken foot at the combine, his stock took a hit, but the talent is still there. And guess what? The Chiefs brought him in for a visit. This is where Kansas City's strategy gets really smart. If Banks slides into the second round, the Chiefs could get first-round talent at a discount. That's how championship teams stay on top, by finding value where others hesitate. And Peter Woods? Another name to watch. His recent performance didn't wow scouts, but the upside is undeniable. If the Chiefs believe in his development, he could be a steal. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. The Chiefs are clearly prioritizing defense, especially the front 7. Edge rushers, defensive tackles. That's where the focus is, and it makes sense. You already have Patrick Mahomes leading the offense. Now it's about building a defense that can dominate. But here's the million-dollar question. Do they stay at number 9? Or do they make a move? Because those visits with top 5 prospects, that's not normal unless you're considering something bold. Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear from you. Should Kansas City trade up for an elite pass rusher? Or stay put and trust the board to fall their way? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I'm reading everything. And let's be real. This draft could define the next era of Chiefs football. One right pick could mean another Super Bowl run. One wrong move, and things get complicated fast. That's why every visit, every meeting, every detail matters. We are in the final stretch now. Less than 2 weeks until everything changes. The rumors will get louder. The smokescreens will get thicker. But one thing is clear. The Kansas City Chiefs are preparing for something big. So stay locked in, Chiefs Kingdom. Because when draft night hits, it's going to be electric. And if you're as hyped as I am, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every Chiefs fan you know. Let's ride together into draft night, and let's bring another championship back to Kansas City.